Again, back doing JavaScript algos and data structures on Free Code Camp. We're in Basic JavaScript on Challenge 101 of 113. So today we are going to iterate with JavaScript do-while loops. Okay, so this is a lot of information to read here. If you know about while loops, do-while loops are basically the same thing. However, so in these examples here, they're giving us an example while I is less than 5, and they're declaring I as 5. This code will never execute, right? Because while I is less than 5, well, I never is less than 5. So this never gets touched. That never runs at all. With the do while, no matter what, it will always run the code and then check the condition. So in this case, I is 5. So while I is less than 5, this is the syntax of a do while loop. You say do the code while the condition, right? So while I is less than 5, I is 5, but this code will always run once, and I will turn to 6. And as you can see in this code, we're pushing I into our array. In this while loop example, this array will be empty. In this example, our array will have 5 in it because it will always run once, then check the condition before it runs again. In a while loop, it'll check the condition. If it's a valid condition, then it'll run, then it'll check the condition, then it'll run, so forth and so on, until the condition's false. It will run once, check the condition, then continue like a normal while loop. Then run again, check the condition, run again, check the condition until the condition's false. In this case, the condition automatically is false, but it will run once, then check the condition before it runs again. That's kind of the important part to note the difference. I personally don't really use do while loops. There are definitely cases where I could see that they would be useful, but yeah, definitely not as common as just while or for loops. So what we're going to do is change the while loop in the code to a do while, so that the loop will only push the number 10 to the array, and I will be equal to 11. Alright, so this is basically what I just explained. We're going to say while I is less than 10, and then we can take this code here and just cut it, because we need that, and we can remove these braces. So now we have our condition while I is 10. So when we make this do loop, we can say do and then move while. While can actually stay there, but it's generally syntax to put it there next to it, kind of like a if-else statement, just on the same line here as the closing bracket of the do. And then paste the code that existed in there already. So when we run this, it's going to say do, execute these lines, and then check the condition. I will be 11 at that point because it will have pushed I into my array, so 10 will be in here. I'll push that, and then I will increment. I will be 11, and then it'll check. Is I less than 10? No, it's not. It will not run this code again. It will just run it the first time. So if we run this, that should pass. This is these are kind of an interesting concept. Definitely useful, like I said, in specific cases where you do need the code to run once for sure, but you don't know if your variable is, going to meet the condition or not, but you need it to execute some block of code once. That's a good use case for these, but like I said, definitely not as common, but definitely good to know the syntax of. And it really kind of makes sense, right? Do this while this is true. It'll do it. Is it true? No, it's not. Okay, well, we already did it once, but we're not going to do it again because it's not true anymore. Alright, so that's all we got to do for this one. Hope that made sense. Hope that helped. See you guys in the next challenge.